man. I even bought headphones for it too. The special headphones I can use to record. Oh, it's pretty funny. Hello.
Steve always complains because I play this and he can never hear it, and he's the one who wrote it, so it's pretty funny.
I did like a rough draft and was planning on doing a much better recording. He plays the rough draft.
Whenever you're ready to make it better, brother, make it
my fault.
better.
It's my fault.
Yeah. It's a jam, though. I got to say, it's a jam.
It's a good rough radio edit. Nobody will have it.
Radio edit, absolutely.
Very original.
It is Monday. It's time for After Hours Real Estate. Chris Peshek here. I'm a real estate broker outside of Austin, Texas, and Dripping Springs, Texas. That guy is Stevie Wayne Babcock. Stevie Wayne. Where did I used to say Stevie Ray. Because of the thing that we're going to share in a little bit, I needed a middle name that sounded like a serial killer. So Stevie Wayne Babcock. John Wayne Gacy. I don't know. Anyway, he is not a serial killer. He's a mortgage loan originator with Motto Mortgage, also outside of Austin. Well, he is located outside of Austin, Texas. Motto Mortgage
is an odd thing to say.
Motto Mortgage is a big company, right?
Motto Mortgage is a big company, yes.
Yeah. So, and mortgage broker, that's very important to know. If you don't know why you need a mortgage broker instead of a mortgage lender, right? Anyway, call Steve and ask him. He'll tell you why. That's where I was going for it.
There's the mortgage broker, and then there's the banker broker model, or correspondent model, as we also refer to it.
But again, call Steve. He'll take care of that for you.
You either work for a big bank or a little guy. That's kind of narrows it down. Not exactly, but
there you go.
It's a good start.
We're not here to sell you mortgages or real estate, but if you want a mortgage or you want to buy a house, call us. That's kind of that's kind of what we do professionally. But my man is like not wanting me to forget that it's after hours. So the whole point behind the show is so you could see a couple of friends getting together over a beer and talking about real estate and mortgages, kind of hear a little bit of the background story of all this stuff. So we drink adult beverages from time to time on here. And my friend was just showing you a Love Street from Karbach, who is a Houston-based brewery. And I used to love Karbach. And now I don't really drink them anymore because InBev took them over, which is Budweiser. Have I told you this story?
Is that true?
It is. Yeah, InBev owns them. Yeah, they bought them probably before COVID. But anyway, drinking, like in college, drinking Bud products always gave me a horrible headache. Horrible hangover.
Does everyone in the world want to start their company to sell it to a bigger one? Is there no one that wants to just have pride and just put out a good product and enjoy that?
It's a business model.
Even Whataburger, man. Whataburger's gone. Karbach now. I just...
Yeah, HEB, and I think HEB will always stay family owned. So that's the thing. If you're out of state of Texas and you don't know what HEB is, I'm sorry, you have a terrible grocery store.
HEB needs to brew their own line of beer. That's what they need to do.
Actually, they get Shiner to brew it for them. It's called Texas Special.
That'd be sick, man. I'd buy some HEB beer in a heartbeat. I don't know why I would just trust it immediately, but I would.
Yeah, look at it, HEB. No, but seriously, so I always used to get these horrible hangovers, and I found out it's because Budweiser puts rice in their beer because it's cheaper than corn and barley, right? And so, I found out about Karbach. We went to the brewery. I loved it. They made a couple of really, really good beers, and found out that InBev bought them, and somebody's like, oh, yeah, they kept the recipes the exact same. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. We went to a concert in Austin, dude, it was 3 months after they sold, and all they had was Bud products. But they had Karbach, and I'm like, sweet, I'm going to drink Karbach. And I had, the tall boys, and it was hot, but I probably had 4 or 5 of them over the course of an afternoon and evening concert. So not like a short period of time, a long period of time, and drinking water and stuff as well. And I woke up in the morning and had a horrible headache. They friggin' changed the recipe. Most people can't taste it, and I couldn't taste the difference, but the rice just gives me a headache. It doesn't matter. I can have 2 of them.
I'm not a scientist, but being outside all day at a hot concert and drinking alcohol, for me, it wouldn't matter what was in the alcohol or what, where it was brewed from. That'd be a problem for me the next day.
but it doesn't affect me that way.
Well,
Um,
you're 50 now, so I would just
no,
say
that's fair.
that's.
This was a long time ago. I'm just saying. Man, this is a special brew. I think I may have had this on here before. Did I show you this? Hold Fast. It's a black IPA from Missouri.
No, I had not seen that.
Yeah, so a buddy of mine did a road trip up through the Midwest and brought me a black IPA because he knows I love them from Missouri. And that is what I'm drinking today.
So you're 50 what, sir?
I am 50.
Okay, so I want you to
50
know
in
something.
67 months.
I knew there was a big age gap today, but I saw a picture and I just couldn't.
Are
Cheers.
you calling me old?
No, but Macron, the French president, is
Oh,
married
yeah.
to Bridget somebody,
Bridget
and
Bardot is not, but I always
she
think so.
is 72 and he is 48,
Wait, the woman that slapped him is 72?
and his wife.
She takes care of herself.
She has been defending against some outrageously crazy claims recently. However, I was reading an article about the crazy claims, and we don't have to get into that. I just saw that they had a 26-year marriage difference, and she was 72, and I'm like, all right, carry the two. Oh, oh, that's wow. Because I'm 42, and my wife is I'm not going to say how old she is, but she's younger than I am.
He's younger, but not 26 years younger, hopefully, Stephen.
In my 40s, being married to someone, yeah, that you honestly, dude, you could pat me on my back later. Being in my 40s, dating someone in their 70s, that seems problematic on so many different levels, does it not?
Um, you know what? Something tells me that at that rate, people aren't marrying for love, my friend.
Touche, especially in politics. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and there's a lot of dirty little nasty thoughts about Macron going around also. So,
Well,
hey,
again, I don't really care. I got enough. My
yeah,
kid's whining all day, throwing chips around the house. I vacuumed 3 times today already. Like
good
I
for
don't really
you.
care that much. I just saw the age difference and thought, wow,
So,
wow, just wow.
and now you guys understand what we talk about just sitting down with us at a bar and just drinking a beer and
Uh,
talking because these
yeah.
are the
By the way,
tangents we
for
go on.
both men and women, I don't. I'm not trying to say oh, you're better for a boy. No, I'm saying right now that that's you. Somebody in your 40s, somebody in your 70s. That's weird. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I'm sorry. This is just a little weird. Hey, but hey, hopefully they're truly in love, and I'll leave it at that.
Hopefully, hopefully they're in love.
Yes, I hope they're the happiest couple on the planet. So, what are we talking about today, Chris?
Um, well, a few things. First of all, guys, um, my boy and Motto Mortgage here just knocked a freaking loan out of the park for clients of mine. By the way, round of applause,
Thank you,
um,
sir.
dude. Okay, guys. Not only did we ask them to do a 24-day close from the beginning, but we actually closed it in 21 days. And it was like simple, simple, simple. My clients are also very, very complimentary of Motto Mortgage, by the way. So
Well,
there you
thank you,
go.
sir. We aim to please, but it makes it a lot easier when you've got a realtor that knows what they're doing too. By the way, I got a text last night from a CPA I work with looking for a 1031 special agent, escrow agent, and I'm like, dude, they're just by themselves, aren't they? He's like, yeah, they don't have a realtor or a lender. I was like, I'm sorry, you're in trouble.
Oh, you're so screwed.
You're in big trouble, man. People don't think we do much work, and hey, to be honest, a lot of times you don't, but when you do have to sit there and do a lot of work, and it
Yeah,
happens, the other side of a lot of times, right? Okay, but when you do have to work, man, it's nice to know what you're doing. But
that's a fact.
thank you, I appreciate that, sir.
Absolutely. Well, so funny enough, speaking of realtors, we're going to start the show today with some of our. We need to come up with some theme music for this too, almost like Law and Order type. Dun, dun,
I'm on
dun,
it.
dun. Okay, okay.
I'm on it.
So this is from truecrimenews.com. It has to be true. It says it's true crime news.
It was on the internet. Keep
It's
going.
on the internet. Evidently, there's a North Carolina real estate agent that was arrested after officials find 4 crime scenes and 3 deceased victims. I want to put on my glasses to look at that better. I
Look
mean,
at this guy.
he
Imagine
looks like
showing
Santa
up.
Claus. How can he be bad?
Imagine showing up to the house. Would you like to start in the living room, and can we go in through the back gates? And I'm out of here. See you later, bro.
Okay, so before I
Goodbye.
read the first line, I'm going to read the first line of this
I want
book.
to hear the comments of the people that are like, I showed up and left when that guy freaked me out. Yeah, keep going.
Um, the reason I want to read the comments is because I just want you to know, if I ever completely lose my mind, this is the first sentence that's going to be written in my newspaper article as well. Are you ready?
Okay.
Not exactly, but pretty close. 55-year-old real estate agent was found with over 50 weapons in his custody.
Wait, this guy's 55? Look at him again. I mean, he's got great skin for a 55-year-old, let's be honest. But that gray beard, man, it really accelerates that aging look, doesn't it?
Well, hey, shut up.
He should have dyed his beard. He probably wouldn't have gone crazy, and then everybody be alive. Go ahead.
Yeah, but anyway, he was found with over 50 weapons. So if I ever lose my mind, that's going to be a very similar article that's written about me.
Almost
That's
one
going to be
per
the first
year.
thing. This guy had way too many guns and he lost his mind. It was the gun's fault. Um, so yeah, there you
Sure.
go.
Too much
Um,
power.
and now that you pointed out, you know what's funny, man? Like I look at this guy and they say he's 55, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because growing up, like everybody was old, right?
But
But
now
now I'm
that you're
looking at it
older,
going, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm 50. Like, I'm feeling all right here.
nah, dude, you look like you're 40. You're an
That's what I'm
exceptional
saying.
50-year-old. That's right. That's right.
All right. So, anyway, beware of North Carolina. And then also, but look, man, it's not always the realtors. Okay. I just want to let you know, okay, this guy in Mississippi allegedly attacked a realtor during an open house. And he's 60, I think. No, I'm joking. Let's see. Jerry Glenn Dennis. And they always use the middle name, right? Like Stephen Wayne Babcock. Uh, Taken into custody after investigation show. Oh, he sexually assaulted and robbed. Oh, holy crap. Okay, that's way worse than I thought it was. I thought like he got mad and hit an agent with a book or something.
I mean, seriously, it's so not cool to commit crimes at that age. Like, you're not 18 anymore, right? Like, it's just grow up. Grow up. It's just like coming down with like a cocaine problem in your 60s and you never
Yeah,
tried it before. Like, you guys ever seen this? Bro, we tried that 40 years ago. We're not doing that anymore, right? Like,
yeah.
look, we have
At
real
this point,
lives
it's
now. Like,
time.
calm down. Calm
At this
down.
point, it's time to kind of wind down and like,
I
look.
mean,
If you
come
want
on, man.
excitement,
So, I
go
mean,
jump out of a plane.
yeah,
Go
so
shoot
you
those
either a
shooting.
total psycho and it's gotten to the point where like you just exploded in psychoticness everywhere, right? Or
Yeah,
we're just talking about a complete loser.
yeah.
So that is.
Okay, so that was a very good Scottish accent, by the way, or
It
Irish,
wasn't
whatever
even
it
intended.
was. It was one of the two. Okay,
I
so what are we actually talking about today? We're talking about a lot of what we normally talk about, which is the Fed and interest rates and all kinds of stuff. We got a bunch of numbers coming out. Do you want to kind of preface us with everything that's going to be coming out this week, or do you just want to jump into the article?
honestly, it just could be a giant nothing burger. So I don't know, but we have CPI numbers. That's really what we care about. We're going to see the inflation numbers, people.
Look, here's the thing. For 2 years now, these have been giant nothing burgers. That's what Steven's talking about. For 2 years now, our interest rates have been high. They've been between 6.5 and 7.5 for 2 years now. What do we expect for
So our industry has been in a recession.
Yeah,
And it appears as though the rest of the industries out there are starting to follow suit. Car sales are slowing down.
except
You know,
Ford.
say
Did you see
again?
that today?
No?
Dude, so
Ford, you said?
Ford rolled out. It was kind of the like in response to the tariff stuff because they're made in the USA, even though they're not, um, or not all of them anyway. Look, if you think your Ford truck is made here, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
The only
Toyota
one
is
that's
made.
actually made here is Tesla, believe it or not. It's crazy.
No, Toyota Tundras.
Really?
Toyota Tundras are made in San Antonio. You can drive up and pick one up, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a new thing then, because for a few years it was only Teslas that were 100% made in the United
Yeah.
States. But
Well, I
hmm.
don't know if it's 100%. They're assembled here. Let's say that.
All
So
right. Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with my thing. It was only Teslas still.
there you go. That's fine. But anyway, Ford right after the tariff announcement, because the Ford, the foreign auto dealers were freaking out. So Ford goes, we're made in the USA, made in the USA. We're going to give employee pricing to everybody. And it ran through last week. Ford sold more cars than Toyota in the United States this year.
Well, they're one of the few.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's things are slowing down quite a bit
Oh, yeah.
in the used market and the new market too. Um,
Um,
but
well, let's jump into this, man. So, mortgage rates are just a hair higher ahead of important inflation information. Today's movement in mortgage rates, in and of itself, is barely worth mentioning. Well, let's mention it. 6183. They've been, here's your chart of the last 2 years, guys. So, yeah, nothing has changed. Um, Average lender remains close enough to Friday's levels, but it's technically just a hair higher. The fact that it's offset by the counterpoint that most of the past 2 months saw higher rates, same rates we've seen for 2 years. Mortgage News Daily. The future is far more interesting than the present, specifically the immediate future. Tomorrow morning brings the release of the Consumer Price Index. If y'all don't know what CPI is when we say it, it's a Consumer Price Index. This is one of the most important economic reports as far as interest rates concerned, and tomorrow's example is especially notable. This CPI marks the first major opportunity for the official data to show or not show a meaningful impact on inflation from tariffs. Okay, that's significant. Because the Fed has acknowledged this, and because the prospect of a tariff-driven inflation is the reason we're waiting to cut Fed rates. Man, give me your thoughts. Well, things could get spicy in a good way if the CPI fails to show the expected uptick. Give me your opinion on this, man. The Fed has acknowledged this is, the Fed presidents, because of the prospect of a tariff-driven inflation. That's the reason they don't want to cut Fed fund rates.
so people
Explain
were
that to me like I'm a kindergartner.
okay. So kindergartner Chris, uh,
Great.
the president changed up the way we do money, and he caused lots of prices to change. And as a result of that, we get to see what things look like next month. Because if you own a business and you need to buy items for that business, you have to decide whether you're going to pay at the old price before the prices change or at the new price. And most businesses were scared and said they would buy as much as they could at the old price
And so
before the prices changed, and so that they would know at least what they could sell their products for at a profitable margin. And so they put in huge orders, and that was in quarter 1 of this year, which is one part of the year, right? And you only have 4 parts of the year, kindergartner Chris. And now we're going to hit quarter 2, and we're going to see the second part of the year. We're going to see what those people did in the first part of the year because we always have old data. We can't see what's happening at the time.
two.
So, yep, 2. And so man, we got to work on counting too. God, man. Okay. No, but bottom line is it shouldn't be pretty. It it'll be fun, but I think that if you're a business, you are panicking. You don't really know what it's going to look like in terms of the tariffs. Things are still changing. They're still changing right now.
Yep.
And I don't expect any of that dust to actually settle for at least another year or so.
Yeah. It's
Probably at
it
least
can.
2 years after the tariffs get a final
Yeah.
price.
I mean, it can't settle because, like you're saying, people are being reactionary. They're buying a year's worth of goods up front,
So,
and that caused some of the numbers to skyrocket. And then the next month, they didn't buy anything, which caused the same numbers to plummet, even though
right.
it's all artificial.
So what we have is we have some boss in the back that's like, Johnson, our numbers are down. We need more clicks. We need more views. And Johnson's like, well, shit. Okay, friggin' the tariff. Okay, we got CPI, man. It's gonna be the first tariff-related CPI incident. It's gonna be huge. Boom. Okay, hopefully we get a lot of clicks, huh? Johnson doesn't want to get in trouble. So that's really what you're looking at here. I don't really know if we'll see much, and even if we do, I don't think the Fed will act fast enough to change anything that. We're not going to drop 2% next month. Okay, that's what really
Yeah,
people want, and that's not going to happen.
it ain't happening.
No,
Even if the CPI numbers came out and dictated a 2% drop, that's not what's going to happen. They will taper into it probably over a year and a half, because again, you don't know what the tariffs are going to do. Uh, at least my
correct,
opinion. Anyway,
correct.
so there's every possibility that the tariff-driven inflation does indeed show up in the data, in which case the path forward for rates is slightly less certain. It would really depend on the extent of the shift. As it stands, the market's expecting a monthly change in core inflation to rise from 0.1 to 0.3 in this report. If it instead rose 0.4 or higher, rates would likely move up. 0.2 or lower, rates would likely recover a bit. Okay, so
This is almost like saying we're going to have a gigantic sale for a month, and then after that, we're going to change the price to be different for the rest of all time. And you had a bunch of money, and you bought a bunch at the old price, and now we're supposed to make predictions on what the future is going to look like the month after this happened.
yeah,
Right? It's just stupid, colossally stupid. And so the reality is you're going to have to run out of your products, buy more, adjust your pay to your employees, adjust what you're doing at your plants, and then make everything kind of settle into place. And that should take time for your prices to really settle into a normal spot.
yeah.
Um anyways, by the way, did you know that the egg producers last year made more money than they ever had?
It doesn't surprise me. Well, wait, I thought egg prices went up because they killed all the chickens.
They killed like 9% of the chickens. People were given a number of how many chickens were killed, and it's an astronomical number. But when you see how much poultry there is out there, it was a drop in the bucket.
So what you're
And
saying is the Poultry Association manipulated everybody to think that they were raising numbers because there weren't enough chickens.
do you know what their profit margins went up by roughly?
No idea.
40x. And I don't mean how. I mean what they were putting in their pocket after paying the suppliers off. They did a 40x increase in their dividend pay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you believed that the bird flu, like everyone else, by the way, including me, if you believed that the bird flu caused an egg shortage, then you have lived through a perfect example of how the government has or businesses have manipulated your view of the world, because there was no shortage at all. There literally was no shortage. When you look at the supply, there was no shortage. That was all a lie, and they have record profits. So that's, I think we could do a master class on that by itself.
Seriously. Um, I want to finish reading kind of the last part of this. For example, if CPI comes in at 0.2, but it was due to a big shift in rental costs for healthcare, which, by the way, rental costs have not had a big shift. Um, Rates could still rise if tariff dependent categories showed higher inflation. Granted, this is a big if, but the point is the market will consider the nuance under the numbers as opposed to pure headlines. Really? Everything is headlines.
It's everything's headlines. God, you don't, until you're told what the lies are that you've been reading, you
You
don't
know,
realize how bad it is.
no, you really don't. And yeah, we don't like to get political. We don't. We really don't. But the funny thing is the number of conspiracy theories that have been proven true in like the last 10 years is insane.
Yeah,
It's
the conspiracy theorists are better than the weatherman these days. You
oh,
know what I mean?
absolutely, way more accurate, way more accurate. And that's the thing, you don't know until after the fact, and then it's like a little sub headline. It's like the numbers for the jobs numbers. Oh, there's been massive job increases. 2 months later, yeah, we took all those away. It was negative.
Okay, but I don't want to get into it. I would love to go down this path, just not online. I don't want to do it on the show. But I'd
That's
love to
great.
ask you questions about whether the Epstein files were or were not real, whether Trump was or was not involved, what his followers would do, what how people would react, what the left's, the what their playbook would be as a result. I'd love to get into that kind of stuff only because it shakes up the following, and not that I don't like the following. I don't even have an opinion for this program. I just love shakeups, and I love hypotheticals and what ifs.
I am setting a 10-minute timer. We have
No, no, we're not doing it. We're not
we're doing
talking
it.
about it.
We're doing it.
No,
We're doing it.
you're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
very
I'm gonna
little
give you
participation from me.
I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts, and then I guarantee you're gonna give me yours. I know a
I'll
couple
be
of
wrong.
things to be true. First of all,
You think
I
you know a
know.
couple of things to be true.
I
Keep
think I
going.
know a couple of things to be true.
Yeah.
First of all, I think I know that, and we'll be very generic here, and we'll call people the left or the right politically.
It's so
Okay,
much easier. Yes.
yeah, it is. Even though there's a lot of nuance in there, I get it. I think I know that the left has such a huge hatred for Trump that if he had any connection to Epstein Island, they would have burned down the world to take him down with it. I don't think that I think they would have had sacrificial lambs all over the place to burn Trump down. So I don't think he was a part of it. That's my thought. That's my thought. My second thought is there's a list and they are using it to go after people
Well,
or to blackmail people. They
we
could be.
all know that we think we all know there was a list because we have 240 flights or something like that, and you
Yeah,
can track individuals' cell phones. So whether they have a list or not, there is a list of those cell
yeah,
phones. There is a list of those flights, and they belong to someone,
that's right.
right? But I don't know. I don't know enough to really go into it. I do think that almost everyone with that much power is a little bit, no, I don't want to say everyone is crooked. That's ridiculous actually. I think there's plenty of
Yeah,
non-crooked people, but
I
when
know
it
what
comes
you're
to
saying there.
politics,
Yes.
I have trouble believing, unfortunately, because it should be the most upheld, the
Right?
top,
Isn't that
anyways,
crazy?
it really should be the most honorable,
Yeah.
more so than judges kind of thing, right? But it's just been done away with so long anyway, so there's no morals. So
There's
I
no
just
more
don't,
statesmen or stateswomen, whatever.
I would just say it wouldn't surprise me if we found out that he was or was not involved. Let's put it that
I,
way.
do you not agree with me that the hatred on the left is so great that they would have burned it down?
I would love to know hypotheticals, not what do you think. I would like to say what would you think would happen if X, Y, and Z happened, right?
Oh,
So how do you think the left would react if we found the list and Trump's name was number one on the list because he had gone the most times out of anybody? Something just damning, right?
right.
Um,
But right behind him were Obama,
Oh no, no, no,
Biden.
no. Let's say all the rest of them were redacted and it's just Trump's name. So all
Oh,
we have is just, right, okay, boom, got it. Shotgun blown off. What would be the reaction on that? Are we going to impeach him? Right? It's kind of a boring question. Um, I don't know. I guess the real question is what would happen to Trump supporters, right? Do you think they would leave or
that
they'd be
would
like,
be
screw it, they're all corrupt anyways? It's like, well, no.
yeah, that would be an interesting case study in that. I've seen, but I mean, you know that I'm on Twitter. I've seen a lot of supporters like, no, dude, f that. You promised us. Like people are
Yes, see, that's
PO.
interesting. That's interesting to me because you've
People are
seen all those
PO.
interviews where they interview someone and they're like, "So you wouldn't like it if they did that? No, no, you wouldn't like it if they did this either. Oh, you think that's abuse? Oh, okay, all right. Well, your candidate did that in
Yeah,
1982 or so. You know, one of those kinds of things where they just gotcha moment, right?
right.
And then the real perverse pleasure of those videos is watching whether the person goes, "Oh, no shit," or they go, "Oh, well, I'm sure he's fine now," right? Where they totally either justify it or they like it really challenge their worldview. It's tough to challenge your worldview. I have a problem challenging my worldview. I like to think I'm good at it. It's challenging, man.
Dude, it's hard.
So I would wonder how many always Trumpers, if there's such a thing, would still be always right. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, it'd be a
that's a
very interesting case study. That's for sure.
question. The thing that stood out to me. So, and I'm not on there. What's his social platform? Truth Social. I think it's
I
Truth
don't.
Social.
I think it is. I'm not on that one
Okay,
either. I don't
I'm
have that.
not on it, but I saw a post on Twitter that his post. Trump did this long diatribe on Truth Social. I think it's Truth Social.
Oh, some comments or so, I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this whole thing, like basically chill out. And he got ratioed on his own social.
What
Like,
does that mean? Ratio? Just taken apart.
sorry, there were more comments than there were likes. And the
Ah.
theory is that when there's more comments than likes, that means people are pissed off about it, and so you got ratioed. And he got ratioed on his own platform, dude. And Truth Social is a conservative platform. Like, there's not a bunch of liberals on there, from my understanding. I've never been on, but I mean, look, it's Trump's platform. It's not like a bunch of left people are going to jump on. And he got ratioed on his post.
Okay, let's go to the other side of this.
Okay,
Let's say that in like a year, after he's been destroyed by his people, we find out that it really was a left wing ploy, this whole Epstein thing, and it was just a couple dropped facts, and then all of a sudden it blew up. And he was actually just some guy from Idaho that happened to inherit a private island from his great great grandfather that was, some, gold mine or something.
right,
Um, just some just absolutely benign, like had nothing to do with any other country. He's not a spy, and we get definitive proof
right.
that Bondi was correct. That the FBI with this is nothing, but no, it really is, and it's a good burger. It's delicious, and it's nothing. It's nothing on it, and it's easy to go down, right? Like,
Dude,
does anyone believe him, or do we have a conspiracy theory for the next 50 years? Right?
I think there's always a conspiracy theory that exists at that point. I mean, dude, look at the moon landing. Moon landing.
He was really a school teacher, beloved by many. I'm sorry.
Dave, I don't disagree with you.
No kidding. Oh my god! But
I mean,
you can't audit someone that prints
it's a
money.
private company.
And where did this come from? Hit the print button. Fuck
Yeah.
you. So, you
Basically,
can't
that's it.
audit a company that prints money.
Yeah,
You just can't. They literally print money out of thin air and then issue it to
that's a
our
good point.
government that then says they'll pay them back. Like it's not. That's not auditable. Pentagon, yes. That's we can audit them. They fail every year and have many years in a row. But it would make sense to audit them. But the Fed, oh man, I mean they shouldn't exist in the first place. But if you're gonna have the audacity to create an entity that has no government oversight, right? Yeah, no shit. Agreed. If you're gonna do the audacity to be like, hey, you guys can just print money, okay, but you're not allowed to have too much power. All right. So
Yeah,
we'll be watching you.
that's
Like
right. Don't do
if we need
anything
money,
wrong.
just print off some more money, okay? Yeah, the whole thing is stupid. The whole thing's stupid.
It really is.
It's
That's
really dumb.
the
How
way
about
they're
this? In my neighborhood, everyone's going to have to spend acorns, and they have to look like the ones from my tree in the back, okay? And
It's got to be white oak
actually,
acorns. They
actually,
can't be
that
red oak.
doesn't, Chris, that doesn't work either because then I have a limited number of acorns, right? It's just, so then there's actually
Well,
like
no,
a,
you can. You just have to fertilize more,
I guess,
and then you get more acorns.
I guess, but today we don't even need trees. They just touch it, print a button, it digitally just poof, it's there. It's
Yeah.
just there, poof, unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. Well, oh gosh, the audit they got. Oh, so coincidentally, speaking of audits, do you remember when we were promised that there was going to be an audit of the Golden Fort Knox?
Right, we'll never be audited. You didn't ask me about that at the time, but I would have told you the same thing. It'll never be audited.
But
Think about
why?
it. Think it through. Think
It
it
should be
through.
very easy to go in there and
Who's
look
it
how much
gonna
income.
help? Think it through.
Well, it'll destroy the U.S.
We're gonna do the same thing we just did with Epstein. Okay, we're gonna take it. We're gonna do one of two things. There's tons of gold in there. Does that help us?
Yeah,
It doesn't really do shit. There's
but
no
we're not a
gold in there.
gold-backed secure. We're not a gold-backed money anymore.
No,
It
it has nothing
doesn't
to do with
matter.
anything. Okay, now there's no gold in there. It's all gone.
Then our market, our society collapses. But it
Well, then our
shouldn't
our
because they're
dollars
not
should collapse,
gold-backed
but they
anymore.
won't. They
Yeah,
won't because they're manipulated anyways, right? I mean, they could over time. They would, right?
yeah.
Yes, correct. Who is David Lopez? David, you
I
are
don't know.
correct.
Dave's a new watcher,
Yeah,
man. But he saw
David,
the money. He saw the money.
kudos, David. Yes. And that's only going to happen when, honestly, I think it's happening now. So, you have all these countries, specifically China, but all of them,
Right.
but all of them, and it has not always been all of them, and all of them, and they are all buying gold. Makes you wonder where the gold's coming from. Who's selling? They got to buy it from somewhere. Anyway, so they're all buying gold, right? and we've got the BRICS nations, right? And I don't think the BRICS nations themselves are that much of a threat, but I do think if China were to say we're going to back the BRICS nations with all this gold we've been
That
paying for
becomes
or
an issue.
purchasing, and oh by the way, we'll just happen to be the ones that'll be the custodian of the money. I do think because they would. Um,
Yeah, absolutely, they would.
I do think that could be an instantaneous change worldwide, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
they have been caught buying far more, in excess of sometimes 5 times as much as they have listed that they're buying. So
I
they are trying
saw.
to go ahead.
Oh, I saw that it was either this morning or yesterday where evidently there's like an exchange where the countries talk about how much gold they're buying. And last month in June, China said, "Yeah, we didn't buy any gold." China bought 15 tons of gold.
Right, right. It was false. That was false. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Um,
like, no, we didn't buy any gold. Well, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, only 15 tons.
so most people don't understand how little gold there is in the world, right? Because you're wearing gold on your finger, right? You've got this, and you're like, well, everybody's got one. There's got to be a ton of gold, right? And who is this now? India is going bananas
Really?
for, yeah. Oh yeah,
I hadn't
yes.
seen that. Okay,
The world right now is going bananas for gold because they think the dollar is dying.
that's a good point. That is a good point.
At least they're preparing for the possibility of it.
I saw, and this is bringing back all these memories. It was another article. They were talking about how there's there's a I'm going to screw the term up, asteroid, meteorite, something that's out there, right? And there's enough gold in that, whatever it is, that celestial thing. There's enough gold in there to make every American a 100 billionaire.
Right, but then no one would have any money. Do you
But then no
understand?
one has any money. But
Right. If you're the king
I'm
of
just
everything,
saying,
you're really the king of nothing. Yes. But I understand that. But so out of all
but
the
you said
gold that
gold is limited. It's just limited as far as we know.
well on this planet it is. If you were to take all of the gold on this planet that we've mined already, okay, all of this, okay, all of the bars, everything, the coins, everything we have on the planet that we've mined, taken out of the earth, and put it onto ships, it would fill up one modern day cargo ship.
No shit.
Yeah, in
That's
like
it.
the 80s, it would have been about two cargo ships, but today they're so massive, I'm going to say about one
Yeah.
cargo ship. It's not a lot of gold. It's not a lot. It's very, very rare. In fact, palladium and palladium are even more rare.
What's the difference between palladium and palladium?
I'll tell you later. I'm about to get some major education on that front, but um, it's not a joke.
Well,
But
the other thing that's platinum. Platinum's very, very rare as well,
I thought I
and
said
getting way more
platinum and
expensive.
palladium. What did I say? Palladium, palladium.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Like, what the hell are you talking about? What's the difference between palladium and palladium?
I
You
don't
got like
know.
a platypus versus a platypus?
One of them's made up and one of them's real.
Bingo.
I meant to say, I meant to say platinum and palladium. Oh my god.
The funniest thing is we've got more people watching this show right now, and they're laughing at us because we're idiots, and that's fine.
It's been a long freaking day, man. So silver's due for a huge run. Huge run. The price of silver is like 34, $35, something like that.
Yeah,
Did you know
and
that it was
today's
up
not
to
going to get
50? Did you know it was up to $50 in the 80s?
silver ones.
Silver.
Well, but then,
$50.
and you've talked about this before, where and I think this is what Dave was talking about earlier with gold being revalued. But there was a huge push to devalue or stabilize the value of silver. I
You
don't know
want
if it happened with gold.
you want to really go down a rabbit hole. You go look at the amount of Roman when you look at the Roman coins, you look at the amount of precious metals. What is this now?
Palladium versus palladium. One was a club in
Yeah.
New York City in the 90s.
And it was fun. Yeah, no, man. You go look at the amount of precious metals in Roman coins
Yeah,
over the years. So when Rome was well, shortly after Rome was founded, their coins had almost 100% precious metals. So if you had
yeah,
a gold coin, it was 0.9999%, pure gold. Okay.
yeah.
Over time, it kept coming down until they were issuing gold coins that were only 10% gold, and that was about the end of the collapse of their civilization. And when you go throughout history, whenever we've written it down, every civilization has
I think Dave's
started
from New York
taking.
City.
I'm sure it was, brother. That's awesome. Every single civilization has started running into debt and started devaluing their own currency from the
Yeah,
inside to help to
that's
pay
how
for things.
civilizations collapse.
To help pay for it. Well, there has never been a currency that has lasted, right? So today we are using currencies that did not exist 1,000 years ago,
Right.
right? And the 1,000 years you'll be using currencies that don't exist today.
That's right.
And so I don't know, but except gold and silver. It's known
Yeah, it's
as
going to stand the test. I mean, it is.
they call it God's currency, right? Because you could own 1,000 shares of every stock in the S&P 500, and in 1,000 years they'll all be worth zero,
Yeah.
right? But if you owned that equivalent in gold, in 1,000 years it'll still be worth
To be gold.
something,
Yep.
right? You can still melt it down and use it in
You
components and things.
know,
It'll be worth
that
something.
I always find funny or interesting or odd is okay. Gold and silver, they're elements. Okay, so why gold and silver? Why not? I don't know, nickel. Why not? I'm trying to think, like just random ass
So there's a few
cobalt. Why not
reasons for
cobalt?
it. There's a few reasons for it. Specifically, gold almost never tarnishes. So if you have a gold doorknob and nobody touches it for 1,000 years, it'll still be gold and shiny in 1,000 years, right? Whereas almost every other metal will oxidate over time, right?
Yeah,
Silver is not like that with gold, but
yeah,
gold
so,
is, right?
yeah. Well,
Silver
if
is
it's
one of the
untouched, it doesn't tarnish either.
well,
It's the oils and everything else.
silver and gold are also extremely good uh, uh, conductors.
Hmm.
So there's people right now that are breaking old and new computer parts down, like the circuit boards for
Right.
the gold like lining that they use to anyway. So as you,
You know what else is a good conductor?
hmm,
Two of them, palladium and palladium. They're both great conductors.
I hate you so much sometimes.
Let's wrap it up there, man.
Just
Guys,
kidding,
that was fun. That was a blast.
dude. This was a lot of fun.
This was because honestly, real estate is boring as hell right now. Markets are mortgage markets are boring as hell right now, and they have been. Um, that's why we just decided to have fun on the show today because it was boring. Everything's boring. Everything is boring right now. Dave, thanks, man. Dave, thanks for all the comments, dude. That was fun. Guys, we do it every Monday at 5 o'clock Central. Come on, show up. If you got questions, drop them in
Oh,
even after the fact because questions are fun. And even if we're not right, we'll give you an answer.
it's true. Even a
And,
horrific one, but we'll try and make you laugh. That's
and
for
we'll
sure.
laugh about it after the fact. Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you next Monday.
See you later, brother.